Java NIO new input output introduced in Java 7 is a modern replacement for the original that we have been studying this far. If we have used file and found it frustrating methods that silently return false instead of telling us what went wrong. So no way to copy files in one line, no support for symbolic links. NIO fixes all of that, and we will see. So we can understand this one with example. The problem with the old file class has a design flaw. Its methods return Boolean to indicate success or failure with no explanation of what went wrong. Let's say we want to delete one file, right? If deleted is false, then we have no idea why. Like permission denied, problem, file doesn't exist, problem, it's a non-empty directory, okay? We have no idea. But with our new package, NIO's files, not file, class throws meaningful exceptions instead. So files.delete path of this one throws no such file exception, directory not empty exception, access denied exception, like that. So beyond better errors, NIO also gives us one-line file reads, directory working with streams, rich file attributes, and symbolic link support. For new code, NIO is always the better choice. And we will see, okay, these ones here in this chapter. Okay, now the path interface. We call this one the modern file reference. So this replaces our file as the way to represent file system locations. Unlike file, path is an interface, not a class, which makes it more flexible. Okay, so we can import this one like this. Also paths we can import from NIO package. So we can create this one in different ways. First, we have this one, path.off, like data, then files, then nodes.txt. We got this one in 11. And from we can also create from paths.get like this one and path.off like this one. Okay. So we can also convert our old file class to path by using this method. All right. Now inspecting a path, we can break a path into its components without the file actually existing on disk. Just like the old file class, path is just a path reference, okay, not the actual file on disk. So if you are creating this one, then this doesn't mean that this file actually exists. Okay, this one is just one reference. So get file name like this one, get parent, get root, get name count, like this. Now combining paths with resolve, this is how we build paths from a base directory plus a relative file. So let's say we have one base path like home then user, and our full path will be, we can resolve on this one. Okay, like after user, we can proceed with documents then file.txt, and our result will be something like this. Now resolve sibling, same parent directory, different file name. Okay, now next one, cleaning up some messy paths. So let's say we have something like this. So this means go up, okay, just like our same terminal commands. Then this one means current directory, okay, documents like that. So we can clean this one, messy.normalize, and we will get this like something like this. Home, user, then documents, okay, like this. Removes this one, go up, current dir, and double slashes as well. Now path relative, path.off, something like this. Absolute, relative dot to absolute path, depends the current working directory. Now the files class. Files is a utility class full of static methods that handle actual file operations. This is where our NIO really shines. The operations that took 10 plus lines with the old API becomes just one-liners. Okay. Reading files, string content equals to files.read string, path.off, like this. Okay. Read entire file as a string. This one is from Java 11. Read all lines into a list. Read all lines. Okay. Path.off. Read all bytes. Read all bytes. So we have so many static methods, and we call this one utility class for our this modern IO thing. Okay, we can read with specific encoding, that's also fine, string text. So compare that to the old way. We had to create file reader, then wrap this one inside buffered reader, loop with read line, collect into a list, okay, close everything in finally. Now it's just one line. Okay, you can practice from here, that's fine. Now writing files, write a string to a file, write string, append to an existing file, create if it doesn't exist. Okay, so path.off, write this one, append, okay, create if our file does not exist. So we have so many useful methods, static methods basically, that we can call directly on our class name. Write a list of lines, okay, list.off, files.write, path.off, this one, okay. Write row bytes, that's also fine, byte array, files.write, same thing. Now we have some more copy, move, delete. Let's say we have one path, this one, source, target, copy, throws if target exists, okay. Files.copy, this one, copy with overwrite, and we can pass this one, standard copy option, replace existing, move, rename, atomic move, guarantees the file is never in a have moved state, okay. Atomic move. Files.move like this, then the next one we have delete, throws if file doesn't exist, delete if exists, okay. So we have different methods. So we can see this one. If we come here, we can remove this one now. We need to import this one. So currently we are in this one file IO, okay. And now if we see, compile this, run this one, okay. So you can see we got this one, and currently our IntelliJ is configured, we can see. So appearance, and we can uncheck this one to see the actual tree, but I prefer this one, okay. So this is how we can do some practice. Now we can proceed checking file properties like is regular file, is directory, is symbolic link, okay. We can also check permissions, is readable, okay, is writable, is executable, are two paths pointing to the same file, okay. So this can handle symlinks correctly. So symlink is basically, if you don't know, that this one is like shortcut or pointer to another file or directory, okay. Instead of creating actual data like our text file or an image, our symlink contains, we call that symlink sometimes, okay. Our symlink contains the path to the original target file. So if we delete this one symlink, then only our pointer will be deleted. The original target file remains completely safe, okay. You can search more about this one. So this one is basically one special type of file that serves as a shortcut or pointer to another file, okay. Now next one we have file attributes. NIO gives us access to detailed file metadata that the old file class couldn't provide. Quick lookups, files.size, path, okay, file size in bytes, file time, like modified, get last modified time, okay, update modification time, we can also update this one. Full attribute view, one call to get everything, more efficient than multiple individual calls. Basic file attributes, read attributes, okay. Now we can call size, creation time, last modified time, last access time, directory, regular file, symbolic links, okay. Now we can also work on our directory tree. So one of NIO's most powerful features, traversing directory structures using Java streams. This combines the file system with the stream API we just covered. So list direct children of a directory, okay, stream path, entries, files.list path.off, something like this. Okay, so we can practice this one. So we have here something like this. Okay, try with resources. We can just copy this one and we can paste this one here. We can import this class. That's fine. And now what we can do, okay, so we have opened this one here. We don't have src here, and we mark this one as sources root, and our file is inside this one. So we will be going on from this point. So try to understand this one. If we put here like file IO, we don't have this folder, right? Inside this file IO folder. So we will get this time one exception, and that is no such file exception. Okay. So if we want to say its content, either we can put here dot, that's also fine. Compile this, run this one, okay. Or we can put here file IO, okay. You can see, all right. And we can also do some more practice, right? Here we can do something like in this one, we got here one stream, right? So entries, we can do here some filter, okay, is regular file. We can also do here one more thing, which is dot filter, and that can be dot ends with. So this is not the value because e is path reference, so not like string. We can convert this one to string. And now if we compile this and if we run this one, now we will get this one, main.java. Okay. Now we can proceed further. We can do some recursive work on entire directory tree. Files.walk visits every file and directory recursively, starting from the root. Okay, we give it. Since it returns a stream of path, we can use filter map count on any other stream operation. Limit how deep it goes. Okay, like 2 levels of children and files matching criteria, both path and file attributes. Okay, ends with Java, something like this. The difference between vogue and find is that find gives you access to file attributes in the filter predicate. So we can filter by size, modification time, etc. without making separate calls. Then we can close our directory streams from files.list, files.vogue, files.find, hold open directory handles. So always use try with resources. If you forget, you will get resource leaks, okay, just like file streams. Now we have some practical patterns. Delete a directory recursively. Files.delete only works on empty directories. To delete a directory with contents, we need to delete the files first, right? Then the directories. Working in reverse order handles this one. Delete directory, okay, we can give one path reference, throws IO exception. Then we can call. Then we can go with try with resources, okay, string paths, files.walk basically. Reverse order, paths.sorted, okay, anything we can do. For each, files.delete, like that. We can also copy a directory recursively. Copy directory, okay. So we can use here files.copy method. The trick here is source.relativize source path. It converts an absolute path like something this to a relative path like this one, okay, which us then resolve against the target directory. Calculate directory size. We have some different examples. Now next one is NIO buffered streams. NIO also provides convenient methods to create buffered streams, so we don't have to manually wrap file reader in buffered reader. Buffered reader, one line instead of 3. So files.new buffered reader, something like this, okay. String line not equals to null. So we can create directly with this one, files.new buffered reader. Buffered writer we can create. Okay, raw input output streams we can also create. Now, temporary files and directories. Temp files are useful for intermediate processing, caching, and any situation where we need a file that should be cleaned up later. Files.create temp file. Okay, create temp file in a specific directory. Directory we can also create. We can also schedule for deletion when our JVM exits. Okay, this is fine. Now we have quick summary and then we can move to our next chapter, which is serialization. Definitely you can do some practice here.